Hi everybody, my name is Danya. Welcome back to All Things Cute. This is gonna be an awesome weekend. Everybody's super excited for a new Star Wars movie. I know I am. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to make a Star Wars Tsum Tsum cake. Well, not just any Tsum Tsum cake. We're gonna make a Jyn Erso Tsum Tsum cake. Now for the Rogue One characters, I have not seen them in the Tsum Tsum way. So this is my interpretation of her character and I hope you enjoy it. So now gather all your things and let's get started. Here, as you can see, I already prepared my 8-inch cake board with black fondant. And all you have to do now is decorate it to make it look like the galaxy, the stars. Take the Wilton edible silver spray paint. I just like to spray it right on the cap. Just be careful. And taking a little ball tool like this, we are going to paint the little stars. Just go literally randomly. Continue adding all the stars you want. First, I like to use one that's slightly bigger. Now we're gonna use another ball tool that's slightly smaller than the last one you used. So you could see different sizes of the stars. It just looks so cool. Once you're done adding your stars, you're gonna let this set completely before you add your cake. Otherwise, you're gonna smear all your stars. So now, let's prepare our cake. For a little Tsum Tsum cake, I decided to use a 6-inch dome pan. It's so awesome. Like, it's just like the perfect size for the roundness of the Tsum Tsum. Now we're gonna add the filling. We're just gonna carefully move this aside. And I have chocolate frosting that we're just going to pipe all around. It's easier to use a piping bag, well, for me. Now you're just gonna smooth a little bit with your offset spatula. Now we're gonna place the top on. Ta-da! Now we're gonna use buttercream and we're gonna add buttercream all around our cake. And we're just gonna pipe all around. And right now we are going to spread it all around. A bit more. Using our spatula again, we're just gonna smooth it all out. Carefully. All around. Once your cake is completely covered, now it's time to really smooth it out. You want a smooth surface. You're just gonna go up and don't worry about the chocolate, it's gonna be covered. Once you crumb coat your cake, you're gonna place it in the fridge for roughly 15 to 20 minutes so it could all set. Now that your cake is completely chilled, what I'm going to show you guys is just a little trick that I like to do. You're going to take a little bit of water and your finger, obviously your clean finger, or you can also use a brush. And you're just going to add very little and you're just smoothing out all the creases. Now that your cake is finally smooth, we're going to add our fondant. I already pre-rolled the fondant in color beige. Now you're going to center your fondant and slowly place it on your cake. And slowly start smoothing it. And with this part of your hand, you're just going to really go like this to really tuck in the fondant and do it all around. You want to do this very carefully, but also very fast. Why? Because you don't want the fondant to dry on you. Now, taking an X-Acto knife, you want to take out all the excess, but be very careful. Now, carefully remove all of it. You're gonna move this aside because we're gonna use this piece later for her face. Now with a palette knife, you're just going to tuck it in. And if you do need to cut a little bit more, just don't worry and cut. Now you have your cake all covered in fondant. Now it's time to add the details, her hair and her face and her cute little hands. Now for her hair, I like to use the dome pan as a guide, and we're just gonna cut around it like an inch around. Remove the excess. And I just cut this side a little bit bigger so you can see. Now what you're gonna do is cut the shape of her hair. Like this. And this is the shape that you want for her hair. Now remove this excess. We're gonna use this brown again right now. And I'm just gonna place it like so right here. I'm just measuring it first. Okay, now we're gonna add water on our brown fondant. Carefully get your hairpiece. Now we're just gonna place it. I'm just going to shape it a little bit. Now right here, there's a little bit of excess. So I'm just gonna tuck it in using the same palette knife. Now to add more detail, you're gonna take your silicone tool, this little pointy tool, and we're gonna make her hair markings, the part right here in the middle. And then we're just gonna go like this. Just to give it more detail. You're gonna take a little bit of brown fondant and you're gonna roll it into a ball. And then you're gonna roll it into a little sausage and make the ends pointy. Stretch it and make the end parts pointy. And once you like it, like right here, I do like how it looks, you're gonna add water and place her bang. And then with this part of your hand, you're just going to squish it a bit, but be careful. You don't wanna squish your cake too much. So gently press down. And using the same tool, we're gonna add lines for texture. Now we're gonna do the same process on the other side. Ta-da! She's turned out super cute. Now we're just gonna add more detail right here on the hair, just more bangs. So again, rolling fondant into thin sausages. Add water. Now let's make her face. For her eyebrows, what I did is I rolled a little ball and rolled into a little sausage like this, as you can see right here. And one end, I just made it pointy. Now we're gonna add her eyebrows with a little bit of water. Now we're gonna add her little nose. Here I have a little ball of the flesh colored fondant. And we're just gonna roll it into a pill kind of shape, you could say. Squeeze it. Now we're just gonna add her little nose on her face. Ta-da! Now for her eyes, all I did is I rolled out black fondant, used a small circle cutter, and I just stretch it just a little bit because you want a rounded oval, not a complete circle or not a complete oval, just a rounded one. And we're gonna add her eyes. Ta-da! Now the last part is to add little eyelashes, and this you want to do it fresh. Don't do it ahead of time or else they're gonna break. So what you're gonna do is take a tiny ball of fondant and you're just going to make one end extremely thin. There's one little eyelash. You're gonna make 3 for each eye. Now let's add her eyelashes just by adding a little bit of water. And I like to use the X-Acto knife to place on her eyelashes and repeat on the other eye. Ta-da! All we have to do is add the last details. Now we're gonna finish finally assembling our cake. With an offset spatula, you're gonna add a little bit of buttercream in the middle to hold your cake in place. Just a little bit like that. Now you're gonna carefully move your cake on your cake board. You're gonna center her and carefully place her. And using your offset spatula, you're just going to put it under, press her down gently. Again, with a spatula, you're just gonna push in the fondant. For the headpiece, I rolled out an elongated piece of fondant, and then I wrapped it around to measure it, just to make sure that it did cover her head, you know, just right here. This is a shape that I cut out. So now what we're gonna do is add water. Now you're gonna carefully get it and you're gonna wrap it around. Just go all the way around. Like so. That's why on the top parts I add a little bit of water, because you're just gonna want to push it in. Now we're gonna add the little paws, the little hands of the Tsum Tsums. All I did is I rolled out fondant into a ball, flattened it, and made them into a pill shape. So all you want to do, again, add water. Right here and also right here. Just to make sure that they stay in place. And 2. And the final touch that we're gonna add are her little rosy cheeks. This is just edible petal dust. Just add little cheeks. I just love her little rosy cheeks. And we are done with our cake. Yay, she looks so adorable. And we are all done. Oh my gosh, she's just so cute and ready to take action. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye. Mwah.